legal, ethical, and risk management issues. Let me kind of give some introductory comments. One of the things is if you ask me a particular legal question, and I'm not sure if all the participants are from Pennsylvania, but maybe they're from all over the country. But I can't answer any legal questions outside of my own area of competence. So probably my answer is particularly going to be you probably might need to consult with a local attorney to determine whether that's an issue. The other issue is, my intention here by sharing the legal and ethical risk management issues is not to frighten anybody, not to, not to overly worry you as much as inform you. Over the years, I've had a particular interest in the intersection of mental health and the law and how that plays out and whatever. So whenever there are training opportunities for that, I always sign up for it and that kind of stuff. And some of the ones I signed up for, particularly the ones that were presented exclusively by attorneys on the panel, I kind of walk away from those with the feeling that I think the lawyers had an idea that what we need to do is get a bunch of mental health people in the room and scare the hell out of them. Okay, so they won't dare do anything even remotely outside of the lines or remotely creative or whatever. And I don't think that's been particularly helpful. I remember walking out of one of those that was presented by a panel of lawyers, and the two women who were walking in front of me, I overheard their conversation. And the one was saying, I don't think I want to supervise anymore. I only have a year and 5 months till retirement. And there's just too many legal risks with this. I'm going to go back and tell the boss I don't want to supervise anymore, and go from that. If their goal was to scare her, they succeeded. They scared her. That is not my goal. My goal, hopefully, is to present some information that you can go back to your practices, go back to your agency, and recognize there may be a few little things that I need to tweak here to kind of prevent this becoming an overwhelming legal burden. Okay, but it's not. I don't want to scare anybody. I just want to give you some information that hopefully you can then apply to your particular situation, and then kind of develop a better practice, a better sense of how you handle those kinds of things. All right. This first thing is there probably is some basic concepts of terminology, no matter which state you reside in, that you probably need to understand in terms of supervision and the legal aspects of that. The first is the concept of standard of care. Okay. And somebody's going to send a question, Dr. Arman, could you give us a one-page bulleted list of all of the things that I need to do to be supervising in a legal fashion? And I can't do that because part of operating in a legal fashion is this concept of standard of care. Within any profession, okay, that is regulated and licensed by the state, there is an assumption that there is a standard of care. Whether you're a plumber or a beautician or a psychologist or a social worker or a CPA, there is a standard of care, okay? And the standard of care is that norm that's expected by individuals who claim to be a part of a profession, all right? And the different well, let me make it a more concrete kind of thing. If you have decided that since we're going to be done here by 4:15, you've called and made an appointment with your dentist to have your teeth cleaned at 4:30, and you go out of here and you go to your dentist office, and unbeknownst to you, your dentist has had an ecological epiphany. And she has realized that over the years, she has wasted billions of gallons of clean, fresh water. She has wasted billions of kilowatts of electricity sterilizing her instruments after each client. All right. And she doesn't inform you of this. But as a part of her ecological epiphany, she now decides that she is only going to sterilize her instruments once a month. And she is sticking those dirty instruments in your mouth and causing your gums to bleed and whatever. And 6 months later, you come down with some type of a bloodborne pathogen or some type of bloodborne disease. You have pancreatitis, hepatitis, whatever it might be. Okay. Once you begin to track that back and whatever, and you realize that all of the people who are her patients are coming down with hepatitis. Okay. And it's discovered that her typical practice is only to sterilize her instruments once a month. You will own your dentist's house, their car, their stocks, their retirement plan. You will own everything that they've got because they clearly have violated the standard of care for dentistry. All right. Well, there is a standard of care, I think, that is established in mental health and is also established in terms of clinical supervision. The problem with it, though, is, I can't give you that one-page handout because the standard of care is certainly always moving. Okay. It moves when statutes change.